Hello folks, here we are on the Tuesday night walk and talk. It's not quite, well, it's about 11:30. So we're early. Ooh, it's early tonight, yes. It's been raining, you can see puddles. Lots and lots of puddles. There you go, big puddles there. Yeah, it's been raining. There's an even bigger puddle over there, you can see that. It's called a pond. Oh, I tell you, it's something that does tickle me. You've got an advert on for, hands, mask, space. It's so funny. Well, the one in Scotland is funny. It says, I need space for you. Okay. I need space for you. So, okay. Whatever. Do you really? The bloke who says the U bit's got a very strong accent. Whereas the one right at the end, he's the last one to say it. So it's like, well, that's very nice of you. Oh dear, I had to do that, sorry. I do apologise. I mean, you've got to have a laugh, don't you? Indeed. Yeah, I don't know what the subjects would be. Went to gym again. Oh, woke up this morning, chest achy. Very achy. But I knew it last night. Chest was starting to ache already. So it's like, okay, chest is going to be achy. Yeah. I could pretty much tell that would be the case. So it's like, okay. No worries. I'm back, leave it alone. Be a good girl. So, yeah. Went down again today. Today was supposed to be upper back. So natural pull down, low row, shoulders, that sort of stuff. So yeah, did a lot of that. I started with the low row. Did 114 kilograms with the low row. So that was cool. Same as what I do with the back and with the flat bench chest on the Smithy. But pretty much the same weight, actually, weirdly. That is pretty much the same weight. So, that's a bit odd, but there you go. All fun and games, isn't it? So yeah, fun is free, same weight. Quite fascinating. But yeah, so after that, I thought, right, actually, chest is aching. Let's do some 30s, 30 kilograms, with the raised bench. So I did 12 reps of that. Thought, okay, if I can do that, get the 35s out, come on, do them again. So I did them again, only one set, but I thought, that's cool. It's not about doing a proper workout on the chest, it's just about telling the chest, even though you're aching, stop complaining, get on with it. Yeah. Exactly, stop complaining, get on with it. Come, Mollie. Come, Mollie. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the muscles are just going to get on with it. You just say, go on, get on with it. Do your job. Yeah, it's exactly the same. I talked to a chap in there who used to do a lot of proper sort of training years ago, he said. And I said to him, it's just like, you know, when I started work for the first time, I started on the building sites. And as a plasterer's labourer, and after the first day, next morning you couldn't move. You know, 16 years of age, you can't move because, you know, certainly your arms, your shoulders, your chest, everything is absolutely killing you. Because the first day you're carrying bags of plaster and all that sort of stuff. You know, so shoveling sand and cement into the mixer. So it's like, right. Next day, you've still got to go back to work, and your muscles have just got to cope with it. As simple as that. We've got a Riley missing. Where's a Riley? Where's a Riley? There he is. I see a Riley. What are you doing down there, Nutter? Wait, Riley, what's you doing in there? Mollie, out there. We don't want to go in there, do we? Nothing in there for us at all. No, nothing in there for us at all. Don't even know what's in there. I think that's where. Well, that's the bowling green there. God knows what that is. I don't know. No idea at all. Don't know. But there you go. Yeah. Tis what. Anyway, ready? So yeah. So that was good. So I did that. I did the natural pull down as well, which I think about 85 was the maximum I did with that today. That's cool. Did a bit of shoulders, but with lighter. And I've realised with shoulders, my aim has got to be higher with shoulders. I've got to start working on it. Really on the shoulder press, I've got to do a lot better. Because I see today, it was something recorded a while back, that Eddie Hall, the former strongest man in the world in 2016, he was training with a few other people in America. Larry Wills, I think the other bloke was, or one of them. But part of that was they were doing shoulder press, but pressing their body weight. I'm like, oh, right, okay. I'm pressing just under half of my body weight, really. 25k, so that's 50k. I weigh 80, so I've got another 30k to go. Right, I've got to work on that then. Well, might as well. If they can do it, come on. Got to try, ain't I? Got to aim for it. Right, why not? Why not? Why not? I still can, if I still can. Why not? I still can. I should add if I still can straight afterwards, which is a fair point. If I still can, yes, I'll go for it. Well, if I'm going to go for 50k on chest press, I'm not too far away from that, only 15k. So actually, with shoulders, I'm 15k away. With chest, I'm 15k away. So that's cool. That's good. Really, I think on lower back, I've got to be aiming really for double body weight, so 160. So I'm on about 120, so I'm 40k away from that as well. So if I can add a 40k to my deadlift, then that'd be good. Now, I don't see how that's not going to be possible, really. I think I should be able to do that. I mean, when I think I've got till July. Yeah, it's not that long. It's not that long, really. But keep at it. Keep on working, keep on pushing, keep on, just adding bits. Keep on just doing it. Just do what you can. Riley, come. Come on, Riley. We're going this way, mate. Hi. Well, and I think one point that did come to me about the discussion point for tonight is, can you do better than your best? The answer is no, you can't. So don't be upset about not being able to do better than your best. But always do your best. Just always do your best. Nothing wrong with that. Always do your best. Don't look at what someone else is doing. That's why, with regards to ministry, you don't look at someone else's ministry. Someone else might have a ministry where they're supposed to speak to 10 million people, right? But they fail miserably because they might get to only 2 million people. But you're looking at that thinking, 2 million people? Jesus. Right, okay. I've got to try and match that in some way. No, you've got a ministry where you're supposed to speak to 10,000 people. Right? Because your 10,000 people are going to go and speak to 10 million people each. His aren't, but yours are. But if you're looking at trying to do what he's done, you've not seen the picture. That person isn't doing their best. They're doing a fifth. That's all. If you do your best, you won't necessarily look like them. Like, for example, they had in that video with Eddie Hall, Terry Wills, it was about a year ago. There's another lad there who looked like Mr. Universe. And he looked the biggest out of the whole lot. He was the lightest out of the whole lot. And he also was nowhere near the strongest out of the whole lot. Nowhere near. Why was all that? Because he just pumped up his muscles, that's all. That's all, he just pumped them up. Because he must go in for competition, so therefore he pumps up his muscles, makes them look bigger than what they actually are. Maybe he uses steroids, maybe he doesn't. But he certainly would use some sort of supplements. Definitely, a lot of them. He probably spends a fortune on them. So the others actually. So the others, because certainly whey protein, the others have that. Creatine, they probably have that as well, and other stuff as well. But if you're looking at what someone else is doing, it's like in workout. I've said to people all the way through, you can only do your workout. Don't ever look at what someone else is doing. Yeah, you can get ideas from what other people are doing, absolutely. You can look at technique that other people are using and you can perfect your technique. Yeah. So always watch other people. Yeah, no reason why you shouldn't do that. You can learn from others. But don't ever think that you're supposed to do what they're doing. Yeah, the amount they're doing, because even if that person has the same body shape as you and body size as you, you can't necessarily compete with that person because you might not have the same mindset as that person. So you can't compete with them, not at their level. Plus, they might have been doing it for years. You only just started, so therefore, you're going to take a long time to catch up with that. Unless you understand that, you've got no chance. So you're going to hurt yourself. That's all you're going to do is hurt yourself. So focus on you. Focus on doing what you are meant to be doing. And just do that. And enjoy it. So with ministry and training, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. You focus on what you are supposed to be doing. You do the best that you can do. Simple. Do your best. Nothing more can ever be expected from anyone than to do their best. But I tell you, not doing your best, that's not good enough anymore. Just not good enough. Really isn't. We're in a situation where the world is a mess. I mean, America voted Trump. Jesus Christ. America voted Trump. Yeah, the Christian right. I mean, there's no such thing as the Christian right. Just the right. The churchy right, basically. No, not Christian. They certainly weren't being guided by God, were they? Well, not the ones who vote Republican all the time. Okay? The ones who stand on the street saying God hates fags. God doesn't like smoking. Yeah, we know. Of course, they don't mean smoking by saying it. Yeah. God hates sin. Put it just as God hates sin. That's fine. You don't need to mention one type of sin to have a go at one type of people. God hates sin. Those people are not doing the best they can. If they're doing the best they can and the worst they can be, they're doing pretty well at that. Still probably not the best they can do and the worst they can be, but they're doing pretty good in that. You know? But yeah, the world is in a mess. The world is in a mess. The world needs a church that is functioning, that is God-led, where the captives can be set free. As I say, if we can't do that, we should just pack it in and go home and stop bothering. We really should stop bothering. At least for a while. At least until we're hungry. Stop bothering until we're hungry. Until we're at a point where we're saying, okay, enough's enough. We've got to do this, but we've got to do this right. Let's do it, but let's do it properly now, eh? Yeah, let's start again. But we can do that now. We can say let's start again now. Because of the fact churches aren't meeting. So when churches start to meet again, we are starting again, aren't we? Really? So therefore, let's start again, but start again right. Let's get rid of the sermon. Let's get rid of everything. Get rid of the whole lot. Do things as God wants you to do things. Does he want an hour of worship? Does he want 2 hours of sermon? Does he want 3 hours of prayer? Do what God wants. I'm sorry, folks, but, having it where church on Sunday morning lasts an hour and a half. Sorry. Who's the one putting restrictions there? Is that God or is that man? That's man. Get rid of it. Get rid of that restriction. Guarantee you, after a couple of weeks of getting rid of the restriction, people will be bringing food to the church meeting. They will. Because you'll find you could be in church for 7 hours. You come in at 10 o'clock, you're there till 5 p.m. You can find that is quite likely that that's going to happen sometimes. Because that's what God wants from you. Remember, you gave your life to God. It does not belong to you. Your Sundays do not belong to you. Now you can give it all this crap. Oh, but my kids need to get home. No, they don't. They don't, no. I'm back. This way. Come both. No, in truth, they don't. Your kids don't need to get home. What your kids need is parents that are doing things God's way. Because what your kids need is parents who are being led and guided by God in everything. Because that would include parenting, wouldn't it? And that's what your kids need. Now, your kids may want to go home. You may want to go home. And you can do that. You can choose to disobey God. You can choose to focus on what your kids want rather than what God wants. You can do that. I wouldn't do it if I was you, but you can do. Because, as I said yesterday, you start doing things like that, the devil will get in there. The devil will try and make sure you don't go to church on Sundays anymore. Because if you keep dipping out early, for whatever reasons you keep dipping out early, if it's something you do every week, eventually you just won't go. That's what the devil wants, is for you not to go. Especially if God starts working in the church. The devil wants for you not to go. The devil wants for you to have no ministry, for you to have no relationship with God, so that you can't speak to and influence the people in your life. So you can't be a vessel that God can use to bless people and to bring people to God. That's what the devil wants. You want to give the devil an opening to keep coming into your life and keep bringing you away from God, then go for it. That's your decision. You can do that. That's what free will is all about. You get to choose. See, that's why Yeshua, when he was talking about this sort of generation, that's why he sort of marvelled when he talked about the generations to come that will be his, and how wonderful it will be for those people that are following him, because he knows that in today's time, for example, today's time, certainly, it's far harder Far harder to do things right, to be righteous than it's ever been. Ever been. Far harder. We live in a society where I saw something today, it's an advert, when I was watching the YouTube video, an advert come on that was typical of today's society, where there was these two, possibly sisters, they were calling themselves sisters. They might be sisters, they might not, I don't know. They were calling themselves sisters, but they were talking about being safe on the streets. And, you know, that feeling safe is important for life. Like, really? Really? You should be incredibly thankful that you were not alive in the Middle Ages, because I guarantee you one thing, sweetheart, you would not have felt that safe then. People lived then. Absolutely, they lived then. They were alive and they thrived. You know, society continued until now. So therefore they did pretty well then, really. But it wasn't that blinking safe. People didn't feel that safe because they didn't. That's the reality of the situation. People didn't feel that safe. But of course they didn't. Life was tough then. It was. Compared to now. Yeah, I'm walking in the street now. Yes? I'm walking in the park. It's 11:30, nearly 12 o'clock. If I'd have been walking in an area like this, first of all, the roads wouldn't have been paved in the Middle Ages, but there may have been fields. There would have been people on horseback. Chances are, I would have been mugged. I wouldn't necessarily have felt any... Yeah, I'm safer now. Yeah. That's the point, isn't it, really? People are pretty safe now. There's cameras every blinking where. There wasn't then, but there is now. We have a police force that's driving around all the time. There's cameras everywhere. There's lights everywhere. There wouldn't have been in the Middle Ages. You can get from A to B a lot quicker than you used to be able to do. I mean, people were travelling from Scotland to London in the Middle Ages, that sort of distance. Chances you'd be dead before you got there. Because it would take you weeks to get there. It was a long journey. It's still a long journey, but now you can travel it fairly quickly. I mean, in non-COVID times, you can catch an aeroplane and be there in no time whatsoever. Or you can go by train, or you can go by car. Travel at 60, 70 miles an hour for most of the way. It'll still take about a day to get from the north of Scotland to London, but a day? I mean, it would have taken weeks in the Middle Ages. Because these cars, like that one there, has a lot of horsepower. They had one. They might have had a carriage, in which case they might have had 2 or 3 horses pulling. But generally speaking, most people had maximum 1 horse or 2 legs to walk. So therefore it was tough. It was a lot tougher, and because the journeys were tougher, they were harder, they were less safe. I mean, look, you're a young woman, right? 2 young women, I think one of them was 21, one of them was supposed to be 15 or something. In this advert, that is. They were wanting people to sign up for this street safety thing. But, put it this way, you're in the Middle Ages. So, you're in here up in this area. So, Mollie, leave. You always want to make noise with it. Leave it alone now. Enough. You always come right next to me doing it. Now pack it up, you dozy dog. Getting to a point here, and all I is with the bottle. Nutter. Dozy dog. Every time she does it. Nutter. Anyway. So, yeah, you're a young girl. You get married. You're 21 years of age, you get married. Now the Lord of the land up here has the right to be the first person to have sexual intercourse with the bride, if he chooses to. How safe would you feel then? You would basically be raped by the Lord of the land. Right? Is that safe? Not really. Is it? Not in any way, shape or form. That wasn't safe then. You're much safer now because the law of the land doesn't have any rights to do that anymore. Right? During the wedding ceremony, that's designed in the way that your husband, you are on your husband's left hand, so his sword arm is free. Why? Because husbands and wives were attacked when they left the church. That happened quite often. So therefore the sword arm had to be free. So, okay. Also, the wife was on the father's right hand. Why? Because the father would often attack the groom once entering the wedding, because he would not approve of the groom, so he would try to cut up the groom with his sword. That's why the bride is always on the father's right arm. Because generally speaking, people were right-handed, and that would be his sword arm, and it was to stop the father from trying to cut up the husband. Not that safe then, was it? When I say we've got the internet, we've got all the stuff on Twitter and on Facebook and all that crazy stuff that's on there, on those sort of places. Yeah, it's insane. There's a lot of madness. And there's a lot of people coming out with opinions that are just, weird. It's like that singer, that song Diamonds. Yeah, he's a good singer, I'll give you that much. He's not a bad singer. But obviously that song Diamonds could be him talking about his own relationships, because basically it's where he's with someone, but that person is only with him for the wealth that he's got because of his money. Now, that's quite possibly the case. He's a celebrity, so quite likely that he would attract people that only want to be with him because he's a celebrity and he's got money. Yep, that's quite likely. But he then said in the interview that he did a while back that he's fed up with these sort of people that he's finding. So that was all men. So he's now opening himself up to women, to dating women now as well. Oh, the women would be delighted, wouldn't they? Hey? The women in the world are their sigh of relief and going, yes, he's now available to us as well. Whee! Shut up, you moron. Jesus. If you want women, what women are going to be attracted to you? The same as the men that were. The ones that like you because you're a celebrity and because you've got money. Right? So, you're not that special. You're really not. I mean, especially the fact that you are, I don't know what he is. I mean, 1 minute he's gay, next minute he's bi. I don't know. But, I mean, these people, greedy basically. That's the way I see it. You can't make your mind up whether you want men or whether you want women or you want both. Yeah. You just don't want to choose, do you? So you take everything. Take everything you can get. There you go. So, okay. I don't know. It's what it is. But yeah, so you've got all that in society, and it's all that on social media, and you've got the left wing that's basically going mad for that. Like their football matches on today, and where the players all kneel. What are they kneeling for? Black Lives Matter, which is a political organisation, and it's actually illegal for football teams to support any political organisation. So, bizarre, isn't it? Really incredibly weird. Because one thing's a certainty, they shouldn't be supporting that. I say it's illegal. Yeah, for any sports organisation to certainly publicly show support for any political organisation, which is exactly what they're doing. Same as your motorsport was doing it as well. So, yeah. Because it's Black Lives Matter and the politicians just don't want to speak against it. Crazy. You can understand it in places like America where the police have guns and you have all this, but yeah. You still have people talking now. I'm watching Bill Maher real time the other day, and I think it was his last. Leave that loose as you can. You can't have cans, can you? It was his last episode of this season, and there was one chap who he was, don't know if he was speaking to him or something, but that bloke was speaking partly about the issue of Black Lives Matter. And again, talking about the fact that black people get killed by police and stuff like that, and not addressing the fact that, part of the problem is that you have the ongoing circle of fear that keeps them being pushed. So the police are fearful. The brown-skinned people are fearful of the police, which makes the police more fearful of them. Because when you're fearful, you react in a certain way to the thing that you're afraid of. And quite often, it's like people that are afraid of dogs. Dogs can be more aggressive to people that are afraid of dogs because it's the way that people behave. Right? If they're afraid of dogs, when they're around a dog, especially a big dog, they behave in a certain way. They make sudden movements. They put their hands up. They act scared. And of course, but a dog doesn't see that. A dog sees, a sort of threatening move there. And the problem is, police are exactly the same. They see people that are scared of them, that these people have got a reason to be scared. Maybe they're doing something wrong. Maybe they've got a gun. Maybe they're scared. Because they're scared, they can open fire on us. Oh, they got around that quickly. Yep, okay. Of course, we're coming in the same area. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're going to bump into them before we get near the car, so we're going to have to take the dogs over there to the car park where that white van is. Amber, come here. No, come here, Amber. Amber, come. Come, baby. Come, baby. Come here, Amber. See, they're obviously coming dead ahead again. They're not going to... See, they could easily go into the car park and let us get through. But no, they won't do that. This way. Over here. Amber. Shut up. Come here now. Come here. Hello, Mollie. How are you, babes? Amber. Amber, keep an eye on you. Amber. Wait, Lucy! Luce, get in now. Where are you going? Bad. Bad. Stay with Dad. Come here. Lucy, leave it. Leave it now. Leave it. Leave it. It's mucky. Mucky. I said leave it now. Leave it. Come this way. Come on. Again, bins. You just left the rubbish there. There's bins there. Someone just obviously dumped that out of the car. Weird. Yeah. Just said, right, okay. Don't want it in the car anymore, just dump it there. Just cut it around, there's bins there. All around there. Chuck it in the bin. Alright. Take it home, put them in your own bins. You know, easiest way to do it. Anyway, Amber, come this way. I'm going to go back in the car and then go home, I think. Have a slightly earlier night, I think, tonight. Would be a good idea. It's got quite cold now, a bit nippy. I think it's cleared, the sky's cleared a bit now, so it's going to be a bit colder tonight than I expect it to be. There's still a lot of clouds in the sky, but it is a bit nippier. So there you go. Anyway, you take care, God bless. As I say, just do your best. That's the thing of it. Just do your best. So I'll speak to you soon. God bless. Bye bye.